I think Lil Wayne be lying. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership, gang. Listen, Lil Wayne is a legend, no doubt. We give Lil Wayne the benefit of the doubt in a lot of situations where most people would be judged harshly for some of the things they say and do. I am here to lay out the case that I think Lil Wayne is lying, but it could be something more serious. It could be a cognitive disorder from all the lean that he's drinking, but I do believe that Lil Wayne is strategic with his hate, and some of this hate is very overt. And I feel like I want you guys to help me, because some of this stuff seems like a guy very, very aware of what he's saying and doing. And we're at a point where we're giving Lil Wayne the benefit of the doubt in almost every situation because we think that Lil Wayne is low-key slow. I don't think Lil Wayne is slow. I think Lil Wayne is very, very deliberate in what he chooses to remember and not remember. And I'm going to lay out the case, and I'll let you can help me decide if Lil Wayne is actually being forgetful or there's a little more sinister plot to this. I wrote down some notes because Lil Wayne basically did an interview for Rolling Stone magazine with a guy named Andre G. Andre G had to chase Lil Wayne all across the continent. Lil Wayne was late for every single interview. He was 3, 4, 5 hours late, and come to find out during the interview that that's the culture. If you're in Lil Wayne's world, Lil Wayne's going to be late to everything. He's late to shows. He's late to appointments. He's late for jets. In the article, the guy said that they waited on the jet for 5 hours for Wayne to get there, and then they just start the jet and go. Everybody's used to Lil Wayne being extremely late. They say time doesn't exist in Lil Wayne's world. Okay, so you need to start there. So pretty much Wayne does what he wants to do. He gets away with anything he wants. He doesn't answer to anyone. And that's how he moves, right? So I want to have this conversation because I'm kind of starting to question some of these antics. To me, they're not really cool. And Lil Wayne is probably one of the rappers that until he kind of was a little upset about not getting the Super Bowl, Lil Wayne was given carte blanche to say and do anything he wants about any situation. And I think someone, and maybe it's me, has to actually just put it in the air that maybe Wayne kind of like not being the most forthcoming. I don't know if he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Lil Wayne is being a little facetious. I'm just going to be honest. Now, yes, he could be forgetful. He could be forgetful, but some of the stuff is a little convenient to be forgetful. So I want to talk about this because Wayne says during the interview that if it's not on ESPN or FS1, he doesn't know anything about it. It doesn't exist in his world. He told the interviewer, like, I don't know nothing about nothing if it ain't on ESPN or FS1. He told Andre G this. So I want to talk about this because I'm going to assume that to be just a human, let alone a top-notch rapper, you got to do something other than watch ESPN and FS1. He did later say that he watches the Discovery Channel and the History Channel. So I'm like, you just told this guy a few minutes ago you don't watch nothing but ESPN and FS1, and then a few seconds later or in another interview, whatever, he said he watches Discovery Channel and History. So right there, that's an inconsistency. And I'm not here to be a jerk, but I'm just here to find I want answers, gang, because it's like we watch Lil Wayne slander Kendrick and then act like he didn't, and he's saying everything's cool, and he's acting like it's like he did it on accident, but then he comes and says some other stuff. So I want to just get to the bottom of this, and you're going to help me, right? We're going to be the Scooby-Doo gang, right? We got a mystery van, and we're going to solve this mystery together, right? I took some notes, gang, and we're going to get these ghosts, right? We're going to be them kids that unveil who the lion ghost is. Who we're going to snatch the hood off and reveal that it's Mr. Parker, right? Or Mr. Carter. So I want to have some conversations. He told some whoppers in this interview, gang, and let's just be honest, some of this stuff ain't making no sense. Lil Wayne claims that he did not know that Not Like Us was by Kendrick Lamar. He did not know that Not Like Us was a diss record to Drake. When he was on that stage singing Not Like Us, when he was doing The Motto, which is a feature with him and Drake, and Not Like Us came on and he started singing with it, he was unaware, even though he was wearing a chain XO that he got from The Weeknd, who's beefing with Drake. Maybe this is allegedly, maybe I'm bugging out, maybe the chain thing was something somebody said that didn't happen, but according to reports, I've listened to other YouTubers and things of that nature, Lil Wayne had on the XO chain that he got from Weeknd, who was a mortal enemy of Drake. Meanwhile, he's playing a motto, and in the middle of the motto, he comes with Not Like Us. He's singing along to it. Now he's telling his interviewer that he didn't know who sang that song. Maybe the DJ went rogue and just put it on, and Lil Wayne thought it was catchy and started to say it along with that, or this is a lie. Okay, gang? Let's just start there. Now, I don't know how you could not know that that's Kendrick Lamar dissing Drake, but he said, I didn't want to make my guy Drake mad. I hope he didn't think that I was dissing him. You don't think wearing that chain that The Weeknd gave you is dissing him? You don't think saying Not Like Us, whether you knew or not, and I don't believe that. Who doesn't know? And if I search my mind, I'm almost certain that ESPN, one of them commentator shows talked about, I'm going to go on a limb and say that somebody on ESPN discussed Not Like Us at some point. You think they didn't? Ain't Stephen A. Smith on that channel? Ain't Shannon Sharp on that channel? They never discussed Not Like Us? I don't know, gang. Somebody could be his attorney in the comments and let me know. Am I bugging? I think I'm on the side of the prosecution right now. Lil Wayne is claiming if it's not on ESPN or FS1, he don't know about it. Okay. Well, I think that they talked about the battle on both of those channels at some point. I'm just going to be honest. So, right there, we need clarification. I don't know how you was in this world right now. Sporting events, everybody is. This was the #1 topic in the world. He didn't drop the video until May, and then it went even through the roof. You telling me Wayne is that checked out? He doesn't know what, that fucking mud. He don't know that. He don't know what an OVO hoe is. Second point. Wayne was asked about, by the interviewer, Andre G, about Niggas in Paris with Kanye and Jay-Z's seminal album, Watch the Throne. Everyone that is in hip-hop knows about Watch the Throne. All of a sudden, Lil Wayne doesn't know what Watch the Throne is. He doesn't even know that Kanye and Jay-Z did a collaboration album. This is according to the interviewer for Rolling Stone. He did this interview in the magazine, and it came out. It's online. You can go see it for yourself. He doesn't know nothing about Niggas in Paris. He don't know nothing about Watch the Throne. So they start playing. Lil Twist starts playing songs for him, and he's like bewildered. Like he doesn't know these songs. He gets a little spark in his eyes when Niggas in Paris comes on. Okay, he kind of remembers that. Doesn't remember Otis. He kind of remembers No Church in the Wild. Doesn't remember nothing else. He's asking Lil Twist, have you ever freestyled to this stuff? He's like, no, I haven't. So he doesn't know that Jay-Z and Kanye did an album together, even though he watched them at the VMA Awards perform Otis on the show, on the stage. He was in the crowd watching them back 10 years ago, right? But he doesn't know anything about this. This could be a cognitive disorder, right? From too much of drinking lean, or it could be a lie. You tell me. Now, listen, I'm not here to be disrespectful to Lil Wayne, but some of this stuff is a little fishy. I'm just going to be honest. I know we give Lil Wayne a pass for a lot of things, but ever since this Super Bowl thing has happened, we've all started to look at Lil Wayne in a different light. Lil Wayne goes on in the interview, and this was the part I found a little crazy. He said he didn't watch Kendrick's performance. He allegedly watched the Super Bowl, but when Kendrick came on, he said he went outside. They was smoking outside. They was playing pool, and he didn't see nothing every time he looked in, he didn't see nothing on the TV to make him want to come in and watch the performance. So it was like something that kind of happened, and he really missed it, right? On like, okay, something's going on, okay. So he's I'm not going to say strategically, but somehow, some way, he ended up outside shooting pool when Kendrick's performance, just off some hip-hop stuff, gang. To either hate it, love it. They even showed, if I'm not mistaken, unless this was fake, this could be fake, but I thought they showed Drake and his boys watching it. I'm almost 100% now. Like I said, it could be fake, but I thought I saw a clip of Drake and his boys quietly watching that thing with all eyes on the TV. So even just in the realm of hip hop, Wayne is that checked out that he didn't want to see what Kendrick did. He was that hurt that he went outside, smoked, and then started shooting pool and looking in to basically wait until it's over. You're that hurt, but he goes in the interview and says, I'm good with Kendrick. We talking. I wish him the best. What you wish him the best for? If you ain't even gonna watch the show, everybody in the world is watching this show. You didn't. You cannot still be hurt over this. But he says the NFL was telling him, yo, you need to get out before the selection, right? The NFL was telling him, no, you need to get out more. You need to be in these people's faces. So he said, leading up to that, a year or so leading up to that, he started doing things out of character, going to Michael Rubin's white party and all these things, cozying up to all these people because the NFL, somebody in the NFL itself said, yo, you need to get more visible. You need to be seen. Never mind, he ain't had a record in 5 years. He ain't had a hit record in 7, right? So, or vice versa. He's been out of the game. He's out of the loop. There's no reason for him to be on the Super Bowl stage. Let's just be honest. Kendrick had the #1 record in the world, which he claims did not know that it was Kendrick. So make all this make sense, gang. I think I'm laying out a case. He got upset that he lost the Super Bowl to Kendrick. Still heard about it, didn't watch the show, but he didn't know whose song that was that he was singing. With the chain on from allegedly. Right? Allegedly with the XO chain on from The Weeknd. But he never knew none of this. I don't understand what I'm hearing, gang. I don't understand what I'm hearing. And I'm sure Drake has a lot of questions as well. Because when that video dropped of him singing Not Like Us, it was very confusing. But apparently he was confused too because he didn't know who sung the song. According to Wayne, he didn't know who record that was, and he didn't mean to upset his boy. He's like, I didn't want to upset my boy. I hope he's not upset. I think he might have been a little bit upset. Just gonna be honest. Wayne also went on to say he'll never consider doing the Super Bowl ever again. He said, quote, they stole that feeling. I don't want to do it. It was perfect. He said it was the perfect time for him to do it. Now that he didn't get it, he's never going to consider it again. No matter what happens going forward, he don't want the Super Bowl. He's done with the Super Bowl. He's never going back, right? So you're wishing Kenny the best. You don't know the music and you don't know what's going on, but you're still mad about not getting the Super Bowl. You're never going to do the Super Bowl again, but you're fine. You and Kendrick are fine. If I'm Kendrick, I feel a way. I'm just going to be honest. If I'm Kendrick, I feel a real way because you didn't watch my performance because you're still salty. You came out with that tweet, yo, let the giant sleep. People take my kindness for weakness. Remember all that? After Kendrick said on GNX, irony, I let my hard work let Lil Wayne down. The irony of that, his hard work, you're on the video. Let's just be honest. You were bitching about not getting the Super Bowl, talking about it broke you. You're a broken man. But then you's telling us, you called Kendrick direct, personally. It took a while. It took a while, but you called him direct, probably under pressure, because apparently, according to him, if it ain't on ESPN or FS1, he don't know what's going on. So how would he know that Kendrick said that on GNX? How would he know that Kendrick is mad? How would he know he has to call Kendrick and patch it up? How does he know any of this if he only watched ESPN and FS1 and everything else is a moot point because he doesn't know what's going on? He went on to say in his interview, he don't know who Sexy Red is, even though he's on a song with Sexy Red. He's on a song with Sexy Red on Sticky with Tyler Glorilla and himself. But the interviewer asked him about Sexy Red. He's like, who's that? Again, it could be cognitive issues, right? I'm not here to bash Lil Wayne. I'm just here to bring you the story. This is the story. I'm talking about Lil Wayne's interview in Rolling Stone, right? Some of this stuff to me, it's kind of difficult to wrap my head around. Because, like I said, Lil Wayne still can perform. He's smoking every day. He's drinking every day. He's living his life. He's family time with his kids. He's here. He's where he needs to be. He's doing his job. And albeit he's late, Lil Wayne is a high functioning adult. So I don't know how he's forgetting all these things. These are very critical, important things. Right? They're very critical and important things. The interviewer says his I believe two different people, maybe his sons or somebody, had free Dirk shirts, free Lil Durk shirts. The interviewer asked Lil Wayne, how do you feel about Lil Durk being in jail? He's like, oh, I didn't know he was even in jail. Lil Wayne doesn't know one of the biggest stories in hip hop. Lil Wayne could either be real detached or real self-absorbed. It's one or the other. There's no way you don't know Lil Durk in jail if you're a hip hopper. If you're in rap, if you're in hip hop in 2024, 2025, and beyond, that's like saying I didn't know Young Thug was in jail. Lil Durk is in jail. Just FYI. I don't know, man. And in regards to that tweet that he said about Kendrick, he said he doesn't even remember writing that tweet. So Lil Wayne said, let sleeping giants lie. Don't take my kindness for weakness. Everybody thought Lil Wayne was gearing up for this verse to battle Kendrick, and I made videos, da-da-da. He don't even remember writing the tweet. What kind of battle was we getting? What kind of battle was we gearing up for when Lil Wayne don't even, according to him, he don't even remember that he wrote the tweet. He said, I said the word they in that tweet because the guy read it verbatim. He said, I said the word they in there. Sounds like I was talking about the media. So yeah, you could conclude that maybe that tweet may have been to the media. The timing was awful. It didn't sound like it was about the media. It sounded like you were responding to Kendrick because I think it was like the next day, within hours of the song dropping. It wasn't like 2 weeks. It was like within hours of the song dropping. You said they always bringing my name up. Don't take my kindness for weakness. Let the giant sleep. Now, that could be taken that it's by the media, for the media. But I don't think so. I think that was a Kendrick sub, and it sounded like almost J. Cole-ish. Every single sub is getting whitewashed to I don't remember. Most criminals going to do that. I'm not saying he's a criminal, but what I'm saying is when you put somebody on the stand, they got this thing called you can pretty much plead the fifth, right? Or you can say I do not recall. So right now, everything that Wayne has done in the last year, he's hitting you with the I do not recall. Every single thing. Wayne hasn't stood on nothing he's done. He has hit you with I do not recall. He's hit us with I do not recall. I've already told you at least 4 different instances where it's full on, it could go into straight up beef. Lil Wayne don't even recall saying it or doing it. I don't know, gang. It ain't looking that good. He said that when he took his picture with Trump, he wasn't even supposed to take that picture. That happened because people around Trump didn't even want the picture. He didn't want the picture. They was just chilling, having a great time. Somebody else is like, y'all should take a picture together. According to him, Trump didn't ask for the picture. He asked him, do you care about the backlash that you got? He said, F no, I don't care about backlash. I do what I want to do. Which that's apparent, right? So I don't know if Lil Wayne is actually trying to just make it like, I don't do, like, that picture was a problem. That picture with Trump was a problem. I don't know if he's making it like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I don't really care, but I didn't do it on purpose. So everything is having a air of like, these things just kind of happen. They kind of just manifest themselves with no thought, no preconceived notions. And then he just like blows them off. Like either he doesn't care after the fact or didn't care before the fact. It's just, I'm kind of like confused. And I think that I need some help with somebody telling me what Lil Wayne is thinking and not thinking. When this guy asked Lil Wayne about after COVID, he got money for the PPP or the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant, right? He asked Lil Wayne about that. They're saying that he took that PPP money, which Lil Wayne is a millionaire. He doesn't need any PPP money. Blew it on planes, clothes, and fancy hotels for various women. This is what was accused by an article by a reporter who was digging into the story. Wayne claims he knows nothing about that money. He knows absolutely nothing about that. And to further it, when the reporter, her name was, I believe, Catherine Long, she asked him a comment, and she sent him an email, and Lil Wayne's response in the email, he said, and this is a quote, this is in the article. Wayne said, she said, did you see my email? He said, did you see my dick? I'm sure it's much longer and better than the email. And I heard you like him long, right, Miss Long? Her name was Catherine Long. This is what Lil Wayne said to this lady. Now, if that ain't dodging the question, I don't know what is. But he said most females that he comes in contact, they know how he is, and he can make sexual innuendos, and it doesn't mean too much to him, and it shouldn't mean too much to you. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, I think Lil Wayne did all of these things in full knowledge. I don't think he's this little old geezer that is like Mr. Magoo going around tripping into manholes and just stumbling through life and winning anyway. I think Lil Wayne is way too smart, but he hasn't copped to any of this stuff, the Kenny hating, the outright just, I don't know about very serious topics. Lil Wayne has hit him with the I cannot recall very, very many times in this interview. I'm just going to go on a limb. When you're this smart and bright with these lyrics, you make some of the best punchlines in history, and some people say some of the worst. But Lil Wayne is a beast. This dude got like 187 records on the Billboard over his career. No one does that. That's unheard of. This guy has been doing this for 20 years. But I'm going to go on a limb, right? I'm going to go on a limb and say all of this stuff Lil Wayne is aware of. But I think Lil Wayne has become accustomed to hitting you with the I cannot recall. And I think that it's almost a shield. It's a weapon that he can use to do these things and to come out on the other side and be like, yeah, I don't remember doing that. If you don't remember, then you don't have to fess up or you don't have to answer to it. So if I hit you with mad stuff and I just keep saying, I don't remember, I don't recall, then I say, do you mind the backlash? You're like, hell no. Why would you mind the backlash? You don't even recall doing it. So you're going to say, I don't recall. 2016, when Black Lives Matter, before it got gentrified and everybody, when it first was a real movement, Lil Wayne said, I can't identify with that. When everybody was on Twitter pissed off, Lil Wayne couldn't relate to us. Couldn't identify. I think Lil Wayne is checked out, and I think he's only concerned when it really concerns him, like that Super Bowl. And then he checked in, said the things he wanted to say, sent the tweet, right? We already know that they got some issue, him and Drake. Everybody knows that, right? It's just common knowledge. But they can say these things. Oh, my boy, I didn't want to make him mad, but you was on stage singing Not Like Us. Now you're saying that you didn't know who sang the record. It's a little fishy, gang. Just gonna be honest. You and Drake were supposed to have a collab record together, but Drake openly said that Jay and Kanye doing Watch the Throne messed up you guys' money, messed up your record that you were about to release. But somehow Lil Wayne does not remember and does not recall that Jay-Z and Kanye got a record together. It's a little fishy, gang. Just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. So what I'm gonna do is leave it in your hands. You tell me in the comments, are these calculated memory losses? Because you can't tell me Lil Wayne forgets everything. I don't believe that. I think Lil Wayne, because he ain't forget to not watch that Super Bowl performance. And he ain't forget that he didn't get the Super Bowl. And he ain't forget that he's pissed. And he ain't forget that he's never going back. And he ain't forget that it was Jay-Z that did it. Okay? And he ain't forget the little rapper that got it instead of him. Because further in the interview, he says, because Lil Wayne can play a guitar. Further down in the interview, he stops. He's playing songs off the Carter 6, and he stops and says, see, the Super Bowl could have got real music. Instead, they chose rap. They settled for rapping. So he knew what was going on in that Super Bowl, and he took a dig at Kendrick saying they could have got real music, which is me, but they settled for that little rapper. I ain't making this stuff up. It's in the interview. So I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to let you decide in the comments. Is Lil Wayne being honest? Is he somehow just forgetting these things that slip in his mind? Or he's saying what he wants? He doesn't really do that many interviews, so then when he does interview, he can just say, oh, I don't recall. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, share the video. Head on over to CLBMG.com. All right? Also, make sure you head over to black-yeti.com. Check out what they got going on. They ship stuff everywhere. If you want some, they got it. Black-yeti.com. They're the sponsors of the program. They support the show. They support the channel. They support the What Show. Every Wednesday night we go live. Me, TJ, and Fliz. We talk about hip-hop, and we damn sure going to be talking about this. All right? I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.